Hey there, ladies and gentleboys, Spazzy here, aka Syndromes, and welcome back to Avorion, episode number 20 of our today's Let's Play. So first things first, happy holidays, happy Christmas. Hopefully you guys are being extra precautious this year for obvious reasons. Hopefully you're not doing anything overly elaborate and trying to just enjoy things nice and quiet. This has been the case for me. I have not seen anyone or stepped outside the house for the first Christmas in my life, so time for Avorion, and that is a very good thing because today's episode is going to be very important for us, not simply because it's, the 20th episode in the series itself, but also because today we are going to establish better ships in order to make our life kind of easier. As already said before, you can already see that this Let's Play, like this episode and the previous one for that matter, have no name, and that's because the part where the indecisive is the main ship is over. Now we need to create a new one. But in order to actually do that, we do need to do a couple of things, and one of them is to make sure that when it comes to just making money, and, well, not money, but gathering resources in general and fueling the creation of that ship is possible in the first place. And in order to do that, we are needing to upgrade these things. So, these drones in their current state are not really bad, but they are very ill-equipped for what we want them to do. So these guys are currently using 2 titanium turrets. Yes, it works for the most part, but there are certainly better ways to do things, especially if we look at our current systems and we filter out by civilian. You actually notice that we have a fairly decent amount of turrets like this. So, the systems for the turrets themselves, and of course we do actually have some of the turrets, and obviously some of the ones that are probably being sold on their equipment dock, but I'm not going to look just yet. In today's episode, we are going to actually make the ships themselves. We are going to establish the new standard for a mining drone, and my current idea is that it has to be able to sustain at least one, what was it called? Exceptional, at least one exceptional civilian system, and at least one mining detector, so a mining system to, detect the hidden rocks. And in order to do that, this ship has to generate a minimum of from 1.5 to 2 gigawatts of energy. Now the cool thing is that, technically speaking, it's already the case. But the problem here is that this thing is only 2 slots. Also, for its size, it's very slow and not really worth the, current design. And so with that in mind, let's start. So, yes, today's episode is going to be a build log, and as already told before, I'm not going to skim through it. So if you want to see the finished result and the, TLDR of what we do, then please skip to the end of this episode. This is a build log for the most, part, and pretty much, yeah. Or I might even actually record 2 hours of gameplay and then kind of just, start. I'll give you guys a timestamp where the actual episode would start. And so with that in mind, let's go. So the first things first, I'm going to remove all of these currently unnecessary blocks. Or at least trying to. The game was so generous to allow me to do that. There we go. So what I'm trying to do here is to disassemble the ship to the extent where only the root block remains. Because that is what we're trying to go for right now. More than the selected blocks. Okay, there we go. Much better. I think this might be the center block. Yes, that is the root block. Very good. That is actually very good. Because now I know what the center block is. That means I can remove the safe mode. And there we go. Alright, so this thing is a 2x2x2. The first thing we're going to do here is we are going to make this thing into a neonite generator, like this. And its current generated energy is already perfectly fine. But the rest of the ship isn't. So the thing that I'm going to do here is I'm going to simply establish that this thing is going to be pretty freaking basic. And in order to actually do what I want to do, we will actually need to install some crew quarters for this thing. Actually, let's make it into a 5. Actually, yeah, this actually works. This will be fine. So, we are making a cube ship, for the lack of a better explanation. Something like this. There we go. And now, we need some control. And that is actually easy enough to do. So the actual design of this ship is going to be kind of strange, so please bear with me. But it is going to be symmetrical enough. Now, as already said, we do still want some iron for these builds, simply because the inertia dampener is in fact iron. And just like that, we actually ran out of iron. So that's kind of neat. Well, actually, no, that's the exact opposite of neat. That is not neat at all. Perhaps, we might actually get away with using only the directional thrusters. I don't think so. But we'll see in a moment. So, right now, this ship has basically nothing. So it is actually going to be very slow, simply on the account of not having anything. Okay, what about auto reassigning? Nope. We got a lot of miners, or not a lot of turrets yet. But we are up to our target. We are currently sitting at 3 systems. So this ship is perfectly fine in its current design. What I want to make doubly sure is that the ship is agile enough. If that makes any sense. So that it can just move around the asteroid fields. And the trick here is to make sure that this thing can stop on a dime. Because what happens is that when a AI of the ship goes for a target, it goes at maximum velocity, and then it just kind of starts dropping off speed as it approaches the target, very carefully, which is a good thing. You want the AI to be more or less okay. I kind of wish that there were certain kind of presets or systems to make the AI more aggressive or speedier or tankier or keep, you know, the maximum distance, so to speak. So now we're gonna hire crew. They'll need one of these, and then one of these. And there we go. And that should make the ship slightly faster. There we go. So you see, this thing is just a brick. And yeah, actually the fact that it doesn't seem to have an actual... Okay, let's swap this out a little bit. So this thing right here is going to be the engine. But this thing right here, that is going to be the inertia dampener. So let's see how that works. There we go. We are at max. 1500 meters per second. And off. Yeah, this is actually pretty good. This is a very good stopping thing. But now, I think that overall we have designed the ship fully. We don't have to worry about this anymore. And now we can just worry about the actual design. And in terms of actual design, this thing is going to actually be very, very squishy. Because there's just no other way you can actually do this properly. So blank hull. Blank hull. Yeah, it's going to be a very unremarkable ship in terms of design. But that's sort of on purpose. Just like that. Again, the whole idea is that this is just a drone. It's not meant to be in any way, shape, or form overly elaborate. And for all I care, it might as well be just symmetrical. Of course, by adding these things, we are currently making it slightly slower in every single aspect of it. But I do want it to look at least somewhat interesting. And just a industrial block is interesting enough, I think. And for these, that's a good question. How do we handle these? I actually want to make these things kind of smaller, if that makes any sense. Can you just... Yep, there we go. Kind of like this, but it's not centered. And it's not centered simply because the snap grid is not fine enough. So let's try on 25. Yeah, this will work. And just like that. Boom. Oh yeah, by the way, these are not going to be just regular triangles. It's just the fact that I can turn them into whatever I want. And so I'm just using the triangle hull just for the sake of convenience. Alright, so titanium glow corner, And now, let's take a look. So this is going to be the first one. Might as well be solar red. There we go. There we go. There we go. And there we go. And just like that, that's the mining drone. You know, I'm actually going to replace these sides with... Well, first of all, I'm going to make sure that it has no color. And then secondly... Titanium dock? No. Titanium ship name. There we go. Much better. And just like that, mining drone number 1. Alright. So that's a thing that just happened. Oop, what was that? Ah. So this thing is slow as hell again, and that's simply because we don't have the crew. So don't worry about that. Just like that, hire crew. 1 dude. And just like that, it's completely fine again. Okay, so, let's see. Our current generation, our energy generation rather, is completely fine. So what's going to happen is I'm going to give this thing the exotic one and one of the regular ones, just like that. And currently it's neonite. I think it's fine. Let's... Oh. We're not at our... No, we're not. Let's fix that. For a moment there I actually thought that we were at the equipment dealer. Let's take a look at what do we have here. Lighting system, neonite. It's still neonite. It's not trinium. So I guess it doesn't really matter. I will want to find at least a minimum of trinium, simply because I need to be ready to find trinium at some point. So I guess this can just remain where it is. That's really not that big of a deal. So, there's a thing to do now. We need to buy as many regular mining turrets as possible. I already told you why I don't want to use any of the R mining turrets. I just want these things to exist and not worry about them. So that's R mining turrets, R mining turrets. Okay, we have actually just some regular neonite turrets with an efficiency rating of 11. That is actually pretty bad, if I'm completely honest. There's also some very, very good combat turrets here, which we physically cannot buy, sadly. Not yet, anyway. But we can show blueprint, show turrets. And so what I think is going to happen right now is I kind of want to sell every single iron mining turret that we currently have. Because they're just not going to be, you know, usable. The only problem here is that I will actually want to... I didn't really think about that, did I? Neonite turret base. Yeah, there we go. Much better. I mean, yes, it is slightly, you know, heavier, but at least I can actually place mining turrets here. And just like that. And buy material. So... Oh. This thing actually requires 2 slots. I actually forgot. This is where we are starting to enter the size of these turrets. This might actually be a trouble. But I guess we'll just have to kind of not care about it. Titanium. 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 So what's happening here is I'm placing as many turrets I physically can on this thing, which is going to be 2 more. And yes, the efficiency is actually very poor with these, and I don't know what to do about that. At this point in time, I just have to take what I get, and we can worry about everything else a wee bit later. So first things first, we will need 10 of these. And maybe... yeah, there we go. Okay, and the way that it's going to happen right now is we are going to select all of this. We're going to go into Save Designs. And I guess it's going to be... that's not what I wanted. Save current design. Why is it... I don't know what... I guess I just need to copy it. Yep, there we go. And just like that, we have a... why is it giving this... that's a very strange, icon. And that's a pattern 3. There we go. Our new mining drone is in fact built. Go. Go, my son. Show me what you... show me how you do the do. Yeah, this thing is definitely a little bit zippier than the previous ones, which is only fair. And so the whole idea is that it just has to be quick. That's really all that there is to it. It has to be very quick in what it does. And that's why we bother to place these systems on it. Now the only problem is, in order to upgrade the other two, we are in fact missing some resources. Ooh, slurp. I think this is going to be just fine, guys. Alright, let's see. Okay, mining drone number 3. So my question is... oh, now it's working fine. Apply design. So I need 1,303 iron. That I do not currently have, actually. Okay, there is a way to do this. Let's go to the resource depot. I think this is going to be a perfectly good reason to do this, because buying buying resources from them is actually going to increase our standing with them in the first place. So that is something we do want to happen. This is gonna take a while. I do believe there is a easier way to do this. Yeah. So you go back there. I am going to very quickly switch. What? What happened? I didn't get a chance to read that. Oh, it's the thing. Yeah, that's completely fine. And if I go back to this sector and switch to my drone, I should be starting at the resource depot. And just like that. So, let's buy no iron. That is actually kind of sad. So my question is, do we have some iron? So the only thing that is actually needed when it comes to iron in that design is in fact the inertia dampener. But at the same time, it's not really a... It is, what I mean is that it is a integral part of the design. We cannot not have it. And so... Well, this is actually kind of sad. Let's go back to our starting sectors. I wonder if that's the same problem as with most of my Let's Plays, where at some point the resource depots seem to just not have any material anymore. It only has the material that you sell. Well, it has some stock, so I'm just going to buy all of it for 88,000, and hopefully that's going to be more than enough. Yes, I know. So let's go back to drone number... let's do it one by one. Let's go to drone number 2. So where is the equipment terminal? There we go. So what about this thing? What do we have on it? Also an E9. That's perfectly fine. The one thing that I really will want to test, by the way, is how well do these ships travel. So obviously they are not going to be able to jump too far, simply because they don't have a hyperspace system. But at the same time, they do have everything else. They are, technically speaking, I think they are in fact small enough. Pirates. Ooh, oh dear. And just flee. So that thing's maximum speed is 1,000 meters per second. And as for this one, is 1,500. So it is still actually a better ship. So save designs. Let's apply the design. Just like that. Then install this thing. And install this thing. Okay, everything else... Oh, is this an actual... Oh dear. Okay, so I actually ran out... Yeah, everything else is iron. Let's just mark that real quick. I should probably just salvage these and create my own turrets. But right now, I am in a hurry. Trade equipment, sell off items, sell trash. And just like that. Oh, I cannot buy this, sadly. But I can buy this. And really, that's about it. Let's hire the crew. Get as many as we can. Okay, auto sign is on. If I just grab regular crew, this should be fine. Yeah, there we go. And the pirates are dealt with. Good. Very, very good. Oh yeah, that's a big turret. Okay. Orders? Fine. And you as well. So. And how much... Okay, where's the third one? Hello? So how much do I need for this thing? Oh! I did not expect that. That's actually bad. I shouldn't have done that. Because now I need to wait for this thing to get back to the closest. Yeah, What's that? Mining Road 3. Okay, 3? I need you to jump somewhere over here. And now just jump back. Oops. I did not mean to do that. That was kind of dumb. But yeah, now all we need is a lot more turrets. That's really all that there is to it. Switch to craft, mining drone 3. You know, we are at 34 minutes right now. So I think that this does count perfectly well for a single episode. Okay, first of all, let's actually get some crew, otherwise this thing is going to be very, very slow. Actually. Yeah, this thing is gonna have slightly less turrets. because it's the youngest of all. Honestly, I should just distribute all of those turrets as much as I can. Also, I can see that there's some debris over there. But yeah, I guess we are... For a while, I'll need to keep my eyes open for mining turrets. Just mining turrets in general. And just like that. There we go. So, hire crew. Just grab 10 of these, just in case, and boom. And auto-assign. Yep. Perfectly fine. Alright, so... what do we got? A titanium mining turret. That's usable. Another titanium... yeah, these are the original two turrets this thing actually had. So where are those systems? Of them floating... oh, there they are. I'ma just very quickly scoop those up. Okay. One is a turret. Oh, double neonite mining turret. Hello. I like that. What about the second one? Double force turret. Never actually used force turrets before. So, mining turret. Yup. 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 Big boy. The only thing that I really don't like about these is the fact that they have a different reach, so to speak. They have a different range. And I'm really hoping that these drones are smart enough where they are only going to open fire when all of their turrets are in range. Now look at number 1 go. We are already at 22,000, by the way. I think we are going to be able to create a ship on par with what we had with the previous one. Once we reach about 50,000 titanium, 50,000 iron, and 100,000 neonite. Ooh. Slurp. And by the looks of things, these might actually be the last deposits that we got here. So that's actually kind of bad. Let me just use my mining drone to explore the next sector. Okay, this is an actual mining system. This should be fine. Get over here, all of you. Mining drone number 1. Get me some iron. Mining drone number 2. Get me some iron. Mining drone number 3. Iron. There we go. So what I did just now is I made sure they are distributed over a wider selection, just a wider area in general, so they don't screw with each other as much as possible, anyway. But yeah, alright, so thanks for attending this little build log. I guess it is just big enough where it's just a regular episode. And I think that we are going to be just fine. So what to do for the next episode? We will need to do something that kind of allows us to... I mean, honestly, all we have to do now is just explore the rest of this place as we are getting the required amount of stuff for the next ship. So, as I said before, in terms of how much I think we need, is 50,000 iron, 50,000 titanium, and 100,000 neonite. That is going to be our goal. Once we reach that, I'm going to start building the next ship. But yeah, that's about it. Alright, ladies and gents, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.